Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. The aliens are coming.
No.
Oh! Ah! Oh no! 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 No, please! Stop!
Bro, if me was getting abducted by an alien, I would not say that.
Dude, that's crazy.
You,
That's
you let this
absurd.
play out.
Yeah.
You see where it goes.
Uh-huh.
All right.
I'd see where the aliens took me. I'd see what played out. Hey, uh, thanks for clicking on and watching this video. Quick preface. I just want to say, there's gonna be some little audio quirks in this video. You know, my mic might be a little bit louder than the other fellas in this one. That does get fixed towards the end of the video. It was a technical error on my part. Also, if you want to see more, maybe goofy clips like the one that was seen in the beginning, check out the BTS for this episode along with episode 1. Links to those can only be found in the description and on the end cards for each podcast episode. Now on to the video.
Honestly, my highlight of the week was the TJ Watt jump to start sack on Big Kirko.
Fair.
I haven't stopped thinking about that since I saw it.
I think what I haven't.
So I definitely want to talk about that.
I don't think I've stopped thinking about what might be. I can't tell what I think is the worst pick of this week, honestly. Is it Danny Dimes with the like clear pick 6 to the defender? Like no one was there on his team. It's just straight up he just threw it right at a defender, or and a pick 6, or the Deshaun Watson makes a pass literally to Micah Parsons. Like same thing.
No, dude. No. I argue that the worst pick was that Will Levis pick 6 that sealed the Bears game.
Okay.
That was the
So-
worst, dude. He
so
was
here's-
down. Like he was basically down. He was
Yeah.
falling.
Mhm.
And his knees were on the ground.
Mhm.
And he just kind of chucked it over.
Can I make a counter argument here?
Yeah.
As to why it's not. I can understand the intent of what Levis was doing there, which is you're trying to get the ball out of your hand so you don't lose the yardage, which is fair. Like it's a bad pick.
Right.
It's a bad pick, but the decision making I understand. Like what the thought process. If you
Dude.
watch the Deshaun pick or the Danny Dimes pick, they're both clean pocket. Like there is no pressure on them. They're literally just looking and they're like, oh hey, throw it right to the fucking defender. Like no one on their team is around them in those picks. It's just a clear shot right at them. And to me, the Danny Dimes pick 6 is arguably worse. I'd say it's probably worse than the Deshaun Watson one. Because Deshaun was trying to go a little bit higher. He just has a bad arm and can't throw. Danny Dimes just straight up. There was no excuse. He just threw it right to a defender. Are you watching this Danny Dimes pick 6?
I guess I should.
That was tough. Number 1. Sorry. Maybe I wasn't prepared. What the fuck are they wearing, dude? What the
Oh,
fuck
I
are
forgot.
they
I
wearing?
do every single week want to bring up any alternate uniforms that will.
Dude, this
Okay.
this might be the worst shit I've seen ever.
They're the
It's
100-year anniversary uniforms.
It's a
dude,
mixture of like
that's
all
right
their.
on par.
It's like a mixture of all their old school uniforms into one.
That's all. That's right. Right on par with the Steelers B uniform. Just the black and yellow lines.
I disagree. I think
horizontal
I think
all the
it's
way
so
down.
much worse. The Bumblebee kind of goes hard. If you think about it hard enough, it goes hard. You gotta,
These uniforms are atrocious.
I don't like. I can understand how you might think that the Bumblebee goes hard and how they could go hard in a very obscure setting. I don't understand how you could justify the Giants uniforms existing.
Yeah.
It's like you took the worst part of like the Giants history and said, "Yo, let's just make one big uniform out of it."
Yeah. Yeah.
It's tough.
All right,
I would say
can't-
the Deshaun Watson one is probably worse.
Do you watch that one?
After watching them, the Vikings pick seemed like that was just a play, dude. That edge just kind of caught that ball.
Yeah,
and
that's-
took it.
yeah.
pretty crazy.
But the Deshaun one, yeah, honestly inexcusable. It's tough. You know what else isn't inexcusable? How long have we been waiting to start this thing? Welcome back to the I Hate Your Team podcast. I'm joined with my co-hosts here, Spit Romney and Caleb. We're going to be talking about our favorite teams, some of which we hate. And that's just how it has to be. Anything you got to say, gentlemen?
No, let's do this thing. Let's lock in.
Okay.
I hate the Packers.
I hate the Bears. I don't really hate the Lions. The Lions are pretty chill right now.
I'm okay. I'm okay with Detroit.
I think we can all agree
But
though that we hate the Vikings.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Fuck the Vikings.
yeah.
Hmm.
I don't hate the Vikings, but I'm good.
Yeah,
I avoid them.
that's
No,
fair.
I pray on their downfall
That's fair.
for sure.
That's fair.
It's the
Well,
Vikings, dude.
let's get started. Let's get started with recaps and predictions for the next week going forward for our teams. Anyone want to take over?
I predict that Lions Bucks week 2 will be the most entertaining football game played in the month
Ooh.
of September
Wow.
this year.
Damn.
What's the score? Final score right
This
now.
year, high.
High score.
Valid, valid.
Definitely over 60 points
Mhm.
combined.
I
Definitely
will
over
say,
60.
of all the games I watched this week, Lions Rams might have been. It's easily top 3 most entertaining, but it might be the most entertaining game I watched all week. I think
Mm.
Eagles Packers had me laughing.
That
Big
shit had me on the floor.
Eagles Packers, the slipping and sliding was straight out of cartoon. The Lions and the Rams was just peak football.
It
And
was pretty good.
I don't know which one I preferred more, honestly.
I mean, Lions and Rams started pretty slow, man.
It
They
did, bro.
started
But
pretty slow.
but when everybody started cooking, it was good.
It's always fun when they start cooking.
I know it was a dogfight, straight up dogfight, especially in a week where everybody's kind of just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I predict that the Bears will lose on prime time again.
To the Texans.
It's unfortunate. I mean, lately primetime hasn't been too bad, but
Mm-mm.
it's
What are
lately
your
meaning probably the
Mhm.
last 4 or 5
Yeah,
games.
fair. What are your hopes for
Um,
Caleb Williams this week and or going forward?
this week okay, going forward,
Hmm. Well, or team as a whole, Caleb Williams or team as a whole, whatever you're hoping from this team, I guess.
I like where he's trending from the off season. Okay, it's been fun to see, and it gets your hopes up. But me as a seasoned Bears fan, I try not to do that too much.
Hmm.
But as for expectation, more passing touchdowns, more passing yards, and more rookie mistakes, man. He made a lot of mistakes last week. I saw a stat of all of or 3 rookie quarterbacks. It was Bo Nix, Caleb, and I'm forgetting the other one, Jaden Daniels. And all
Hmm.
of their ratings were terrible. And the highest one was Williams with a 48.1. And I think Bo Nix had a 44 and
Of
then
this for
a
completion percentage
42.
this week.
Just QBR.
Oh, just QBR. Okay, okay,
QB
yeah, that's valid.
overall QBR for
I think
week one.
I think Deshaun Watson had the worst. I think it was a 9.3 QBR for Deshaun, if I remember.
No shit. I
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah,
I
that.
think I remember agreeing with that.
yeah, yeah.
Holy cow.
Yep. We're tough.
But
It's tough.
yeah, man, going forward, I just need more passing plays. I've been waiting for this shit for so long. I need more passing touchdowns, more passing yards.
Hmm.
I mean, the weapons are there, but there was just a lot of mistakes last week, a lot of drops as
Hmm.
well. Keenan Allen had a couple drops that kind of surprised me.
Yeah,
And also Rome Dunze is hurt. So
tough.
MCL sprain.
That's tough.
He might be out for week 2.
Rome did. Yeah.
He might be. He might be.
Yeah. That's. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough matchup. Do you hope? Let's say he's like 75% or like 60. Do you hope they play him just for the sake of getting the rookie um
Mm,
some time out there?
no, dude. I would activate Tyler Scott. I think they deactivated him last week.
Oh, word.
But I also think he was dealing with an injury a
Mm,
little bit. But if they activate him, sit Rome, and
hmm.
just watch what this defense can do, man, we'll see. That Colts defense was doing some pretty exciting things against Houston. They had 4 sacks, I believe, and I'm excited to see what they can do. And that's Bears football, baby.
It's fair.
Bears
Can't blame you
football.
there.
Have you heard the news about Energy Stadium for this game?
No,
Mm-mm.
It will be played with the dome open.
Whoa. Wow. Good
cool,
shit. Good shit.
cool, definitely cool.
Hmm. I got interesting take right now for the Packers game. I think the Packers are gonna win. maybe not surprising. I think this is going to be an easy game. I do. Vegas has the Colts at -2.5 to win the game. So the Packers come in as the underdogs. I think this is going to be. I think the game plan's simple. It's an easy game plan.
Dude, I don't know, Nick. I
Here,
don't
here.
know.
Can I
What I'm
explain?
concerned about is
Okay, you go
both
ahead.
sides of the ball
Yeah, yeah.
for the Colts, bro. Their
Mhm.
defense was on fire,
Mhm.
and Anthony Richardson was looking pretty good.
Here's what I think. Here's some things that I'd like to point out.
Yep.
Game plan against the Colts. Defensively, pass game, yeah, like nights out. Colts passing defense was really good. But their running defense was not great. Joe Mixon ran all over them. And to be fair, I think Josh Jacobs is on a similar level as Joe Mixon. Maybe not equal, but in the same ballpark of tiering. And
Yeah.
I'd argue he could do a very similar thing. I think, and offensively, if you don't trust Malik Willis to pass the ball a ton, you just fucking design plays for Jaden Reed and Josh Jacobs, and it's like, fuck it, we'll ball.
Dude, I
Defensively,
don't.
and on the defensive side, I think the game plan to stop Richardson is very simple. And, I could be a very naive, dipshit person here for saying this. I think the game plan for Anthony Richardson is similar to what you did for Jalen Hurts. You stop him from running, you force him to throw the ball. And now I think that Jalen Hurts is a much better passer than Anthony Richardson is. And I think while there was a couple of really big plays, Anthony Richardson has very poor accuracy in terms of NFL standards. You throw Xavier McKinney and you throw Jair Alexander on their wide receivers, they're going to intercept a couple of those throws. Those deep balls are going to get picked or he's going to miss. If you force Richardson to just throw the fucking ball, his accuracy is not great. He was one of 3 quarterbacks in week 1 to have a sub 50% completion percentage. I want you to guess the other two.
He's cracked.
Yeah, but I want you to guess the other two.
The other two quarterbacks?
Yep, the other 2 quarterbacks to have a sub 50% completion percentage in week 1.
Daniel Jones.
No.
Caleb Williams.
Yep. Caleb Williams is one of them.
And
Caleb Williams had a 48.3% completion percentage, which was higher than Anthony Richardson.
Massage Boy.
Nope.
Jaden.
Nope.
I have no idea.
Justin Fields.
No. No. It's very obvious. They got blown the fuck out.
Oh, Bryce Young.
Yep, Bryce Young. Bryce Young had the lowest
bro.
completion percentage in the league with 43.3%. Anthony Richardson had the second lowest at 47.4%.
But he was slinging, man.
He was slinging, but here's the thing.
Has its woes, and I don't trust Malik Willis.
I don't trust Malik either. But I don't think you need to trust Malik to game plan against the Colts. I think the Colts have shown their rush defense is not phenomenal. And you can throw Jaden Reed in a lot of...
I think it's going to surprise you.
I think
it's going to surprise
here's the thing. I know that Malik Willis can run a little bit. He got some legs on him. He don't got no chicken shit bullshit legs on there. He's got a little bit of dog in him. Let's be honest here. You force Malik Willis to go out and fucking shoulder somebody, he'll fucking do it. But I do think that Josh Jacobs is capable of running on this fucking defense, on this defensive line. I also think you can design a lot of plays for Jaden Reed, either in a running back situation or just a couple of slant routes, or some very midfield.
Pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I think that you
When
can
they
design a
hand
lot
the
of stuff.
ball off to Jaden. That's cool, and I've seen him do that with DJ Moore too. That's really cool.
Mhm.
But I'd like to see more from Josh Jacobs, man. We got to see some more.
I think that
Terrible.
against the Eagles D line, which is proving to possibly be one of the best D lines in football this year, it's going to be tough to get any sort of rushing going. And I think that against this Colts defensive line, which is far worse, they can master up a lot more stuff. But I think, ultimately, if thinking about this from the Anthony Richardson, if he misses that 60-yard pass to Alec Pierce, that 60-yard touchdown to Alec Pierce, this is a whole different game, a whole different conversation that we're having about Anthony Richardson. And here's the thing. He missed a different one in that game. He had missed another wide open 60-yard, possible 60-yard touchdown to Andre Mitchell, I believe it was, in that same game. I think, and against a Texans secondary, which is good, but if we're going to compare Packers secondary here, You throw Xavier McKinney on man coverage on Alec Pierce or Andre Mitchell or Adonai Mitchell, it's a whole different game. Like that's
It's
a
going to be
pick,
a defensive game for sure,
100%.
but
I
strictly defensive, man. But both offensive sides are going to struggle.
I agree, but
I believe that.
I have more faith in the Packers defense than I do the Colts defense, and I think that stopping Richardson might prove easier than people think it is.
Hey,
Do
could
you
be
think
right.
this game will be entertaining to a
No,
non-Packers
no.
fan?
I don't think this is an entertaining
I don't
game.
think
To a
so.
non-pack, definitely not.
No,
To a
here's
Packers fan, it will be.
here's what I
The
will say.
defense,
I don't know what the over under on picks are, but I think it's going to be I think it's going to be 2 at least.
really,
I think
Two
there'll be
total interceptions.
I
for
think
the
there will
game.
be 2 or
Damn.
more picks
For
in the game.
or for one team.
for the Packers.
Total. Both teams. So if we're saying over under 1.5 picks for the game, total picks, it's gonna.
Over.
I'm taking the over easy.
I don't know, dude. That's a tough call.
Like
It's always a tough bet
if
to
you
make.
like
but
fumbles, over under 1.5, I'm taking the over on that too. Like this is going to be a defensive dogfight, and I'm totally into it.
I'll take the under on fumbles.
Will you?
I'm gonna
Okay,
take the under on
that's
fumbles.
fair.
I don't think there will be fumble.
I'm gonna keep it
okay,
real.
so to recap,
Yeah,
Mhm.
none.
We-
Screw 'em.
we got Nick at a W. I'm saying L.
Mhm.
And Drew, did you say who's winning
In a prediction stock, I
for
picked
Bucks
Colts.
Lions?
Oh, for Bucks Lions.
Yeah.
Can I make a pick? I mean, obviously Lions.
Lions.
We'll check back in next week.
Actually, not
That's fair.
write one down.
I think you did.
Oh, you probably did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
probably did.
Lions,
Yeah. So let's segue that talking about completion percentage. I wanna hit a quick talk about some of the rookies. We saw some debut of some rookies. In terms of sheer statistical analysis, I think it's pretty obvious who the best rookie of the week was. Jaden Daniels. Only rookie to have a plus 70% completion percentage. Also went 17 for 24, 184 yards. Pretty solid week.
Not bad.
As far as it comes to every other rookie, though, it was a little rough. A little rough to say the least.
It was tough, dude.
It's tough. It's a tough life to live. Hey, at least we can say the Drake May debut will go hard.
It was tough. Drake May
What
debut
week
will
do you
go
think
hard.
Drake's gonna play? What do you think? What do you think week that'll be?
When's the Patriots bye week?
Say something before you say it.
5. Week 5.
Week 5?
No, that's my prediction.
Oh.
So Nick, did you see
my
the bye
prediction.
week yet?
I haven't. Do you want to guess?
Guess before you see it.
Oh, guess before I see it. 9?
I think like 6.
You think 6?
9.
14. I'm looking at their schedule. Here's what we got in the schedule.
Feed him for the Wolves, man.
Is this not? Oh, okay. We got the next couple weeks. We got Seattle, New York, San Francisco, Miami, Houston, Jacksonville, and then New York again. Jacksonville's in London. I'm thinking week 8 when they return from London against the Jets. That's my prediction as to when Drake May starts. Or if not that, then it'll be next week against the Titans.
Yeah.
I'm sticking
I
with
feel-
week 5.
Week 5, so they
I
start
think like
Week
6.
5.
Yeah.
have him start against Miami or Houston. I could be down for that. I can get down with that. Speaking of Miami, the tough conversation ahead.
Yeah.
Yep. Yesterday, Dolphins, Bills played off against each other, and we saw Tua take his 4th NFL concussion.
Dude.
What are your thoughts on medical retirement for Tua? And or the game plan going forward for Tua and this Dolphins team?
And it's tough. Just protect the man. Just protect the man. Maybe invest
I'm
in
not
the
a
line a little
doctor.
bit more.
Did you see the concussion, Caleb? Did you watch the play by chance?
Not this week, I didn't.
Okay. Drew, did you watch the play?
Wait, did you hear me say that? Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. I would like to say, Caleb, this is an instance where it is very graphic. It's very similar to that to the third the I think it was the concussion against the Bengals, where his body stiffened up afterwards.
Yeah,
He takes a head dive into Damar Hamlin.
yeah,
Yeah,
I see
yeah.
that.
It's tough. It's a tough life.
So I'm not a doctor,
Mm-hmm.
and so I don't want to make a judgment about like what Tua should or shouldn't do. So let
Mm-hmm.
me pose you this: if you're Mike McDaniel's
Mm-hmm.
and it's week 8, Tua's cleared to play, and says, "Coach, put me in." What are you doing? I'm probably sitting him. If I'm Dave Daniels, I'm probably not letting Tua play the rest of the year. Out of caution, doesn't get another one and then actually
Mm-hmm.
be like
So
done as a football player.
so here's the thing. Medical professionals, this isn't like this is people online
Hmm.
giving
Yeah,
analysis and
again,
stuff, which isn't there. It's bad. Like it's 100% bad. Having two types of concussions like that, those are like serious concussions.
Yeah,
I feel like this could be the end of Tua. I think we could be on the path to seeing the end of Tua.
dude, it destroys your brain, man. It destroys your brain, and then as you
Mm-hmm.
get older, it just gets worse and worse and worse.
Like I question how many of these hits he can take before like there's like actual serious. I mean, there's like definitely serious damage already. Like CT is 100% real. I question how many of these before like he's gonna face immediate effects after the hit. Like wake up and maybe he can't speak anymore.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean, I've seen it like in the UFC, like 2 year periods where guys obviously decline precipitously. Like I remember Tony Ferguson, like 2020 ish,
Mm-hmm.
got his ass kicked for like a year and a half and just could not talk the same
Mm-hmm.
after.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
you hate to see it.
Yeah. I mean, so I believe typical concussion protocol is around 10 to 14 days. So you're saying the next 2 weeks he's probably out. You think if you're the coach or you're any in the organization of the Dolphins, are you holding him out till longer?
Yes.
What's your timetable for how long you would hold him out?
I think we call it a season on him.
Do you?
Give him a year off to obviously like literally physically recover,
Mm-hmm.
to assess and to make like a good decision. But like,
Mm-hmm.
and from just like a team management perspective, like if he gets hit again,
Mm-hmm.
it's only week 2.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if in the next 15 football games they play, he gets hit again,
Mm-hmm.
that might like literally be the end of Tua.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So the Dolphins bye week is week 6. If they do play, I'd think that's a pretty approximate time as to when we could see him. I think this is a very cautionary tale, but I 100% agree that this could be the end of Tua this year, if not ever.
that's 5 weeks from now. That seems like such a
Or
short
it's
period
four,
of
four,
time.
4 weeks from now, or three weeks of play here.
Sorry, week because he would play in week 7 if the bye week's week 6,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
Play.
what I meant.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It honestly it does seem short. So like he basically is out for a month.
Like not even 40 days.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I've been watching them play over and over again. Like
Yeah, it's tough.
40 days from that, I don't think so, bro. Like what I'm thinking right now is, has we seen a concussion that bad since the last 2 of them? I don't think I have.
Not since. I mean, I, I don't. I mean, I don't keep up with every concussion in the league, of course. Um, I'm trying. Yeah, like it's tough. Like I'd say the most impactful hit that I've seen an NFL player take was the Antonio Brown CTE hit. And I question, now that was like a very separate, isolated incident of clear targeting. But what hit would does Tua take, or what concussion does that have that the permanent effect on him that like it did with Antonio Brown? Like completely alter his brain chemistry and personality.
Dude, I don't know.
Because this is Tua's fourth concussion in 5 years.
Yeah, man. I almost like feel sick. It's just terrible.
It's terrible.
Like, holy fuck. He should just stop. But you know he doesn't want to. And like,
I mean,
not all quarterbacks go through this.
I will say he did just get the bag. He's got the guaranteed money. He could retire.
Good.
He'd be set.
He could.
We could. How would y'all feel about maybe pivoting to something less sad
Yeah.
and more on the realm of
alternate uniforms.
we could okay, we could work with that.
Some alternate uniforms for week 2 or week
Yeah.
1?
Week 2.
Week 2?
I don't know
Let's
what
start
week
with
2
Let's
is.
start with the Giants. How are we feeling about what the Giants pulled up in?
It's terrible. It's awful. There's no those
Dude.
those shouldn't exist.
That was one of the worst uniforms I've ever seen in my life. It might be the worst ever.
I'm gonna be honest.
Like, that's insane.
The Giants could have pulled up with a T-shirt that had the Twin Towers with the plant going into them, and I'd still say that would be more tasteful than what the Giants pulled up in week 1. Like, it's bad.
It was one of the worst I've ever seen.
It's terrible. It's atrocious.
The thing that got me when I was watching the Giants on Red Zone was how weirdly close this is to what the Bills wear sometimes.
Yeah.
Or like the
Bills
Patriots. Or like the Patriots alternate jerseys.
Yeah, like what they
Yeah.
wore when they beat the Lions in 22. Tough.
Yeah, it's weird. I think honestly, for me, I think it's the pants.
Definitely.
I think the brown. I think if there was just white pants, I'd be less like hateful of it, or like a solid colored pants that's not fucking brown.
I think white pants would be a lawsuit from the Bills organization.
Oh, that's true. I wonder if this is like they took inspiration from like that one quote from Deadpool, where they said you should wear brown pants so that they can't see you shitting yourself. They knew what was happening with Danny Dimes.
Like,
Yeah.
did the Giants literally wear khakis at one point?
I think it looks like it, dude. No
Like,
way they
in
didn't.
Like in the 1920s, did they literally just wear chino pants?
Dude, I'd honestly pay money to see a bunch of dudes in suits just play football at like the same pace they do now. Just put some fucking shoulder pad like full NFL padding, but instead of having like an actual uniform, it's like just an oversized suit on top of it.
Yeah.
Like that.
I really liked
early.
the Lions uniforms, dude.
Oh,
I
the
don't know
new
if
Lions
that was
uniforms
a
are
new
so
one
good.
or something, but it was really cool.
It's the new uniforms this year, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, those are super cool.
Was it the all blue this week?
Yep.
I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah.
With the retro numbers.
Yep. This
Yeah.
the nice the clean blue pants. Stuff. We also saw. Yeah.
Mine's got a great visual design department.
They do. Honestly, let's be fair. It didn't used to always be that way, though.
No, definitely not.
No, but like this year, they definitely fired everybody in house and they just said, "Yo, we're starting from scratch."
Like the black ones, the Lions got some dogs in marketing right now.
They do, 100%. They gotta have dogs everywhere, up, down, left, right.
Crazy.
Everywhere in the organization is dogs.
It's going crazy.
I want to know.
All right.
Here, Drew, if you got something to say. If not, I got a quick talking point to make.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Who do you think the biggest dog in the league is right now? Like, biggest quarterback, I guess I'll say. Biggest dog at the quarterback position.
Right now?
Like, man's man. The guy who isn't afraid to get down and dirty with it.
Oh, bro. I mean, the obvious answer is Mahomes.
No, dude, I think we're talking different type of dog here.
Yeah, not who's the best
No,
player. Like, who's
not
the
the
dog.
Like, who's got that dog in him?
Who's the
Like
dog?
all-time dogs, like Jay Cutler falls into the all-time dogs category here. That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, we know Baker's got that.
Dude,
dog.
Baker,
That's the name.
that's the name. But now here's the question: who's top? Let's say top 5 dogs in the league right now.
Baker.
Baker?
Any position now?
No. I'm saying just still quarterback.
Oh,
We'll
just
keep it quarterback. I'm not going all the way around. That could be another separate video, honestly.
Taysom Hill.
Ooh, okay.
That's a good one.
I got Matthew Stafford still.
Stafford's a dog.
Stafford is a dog.
You got Stafford.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the easiest answer here, like new generation, is Josh Allen is a dog.
I was thinking
Josh Allen got that dog in him.
You were thinking Josh.
Like like when you're pulling up and you're fucking bodying fuckers, like you're straight up hurdling these motherfuckers, man. That takes a different type of dog.
He was dogging.
Mm-hmm.
He was dogging, that's for sure.
Like when you got highlight reels of Josh Allen rubbing his nuts on fucking defenders' faces, bro. That's a different type of dog out here, though.
I'll agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of a fifth one.
You can't think of a 5th dog?
there might only be 4.
Is there only 4 true dogs in the league right now?
4 dogs, man. Who's going to be number 5?
I don't know. Let's make sure Michael Vick ain't around, though. Sorry, Caleb. I didn't. Yeah, I gotta think. I'm trying to think about this. I'm trying to genuinely think of the fifth dog in the league right now.
I was thinking about it, dude. I can't pinpoint one besides
No.
Sam Darnold.
Nah. No, not really. I don't think so.
No.
Let's cut it there.
Do you think he'll continue that type of play?
Sam Darnold?
Just balling?
Dude,
What?
I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. Sam Darnold on this Vikings team might make us reconsider how good we thought Kirk Cousins was.
We'll see.
We will see.
I think Sam will see success though.
I think that's true. I think if we see here's the thing. I think if we see Kirk falter on this Falcons team. Now a lot of this is up to injury. But I think there is a question. How much of Kirk's success was because having Justin Jefferson, Hawkinson, Adam Thielen, and Addison on your team for an extended period of time affects like how good of a quarterback we thought you were? Because if Darnold comes in and career-wise has had almost no success and comes in and just starts balling on this fucking Vikings team.
Well, that might be Kevin O'Connell too. Dude.
That's true. It could be
He's
Kevin
smart,
O'Connell
yeah.
Coach of the Year award here time.
Could be.
Talking about Kirko like he's the Sergio Perez of quarterbacks.
That'd be tough. No, it's
secretly cheeks. All right.
You know-
Eagles alternate uniforms.
the black and white. Pretty sick, honestly. A nice rollout.
I like it.
I wasn't the biggest fan. It's clean.
Mhm.
I won't hate on it.
Mhm.
But if we're talking about uniforms here, man, I mean, Lions' new ones were better.
I'm just trying to hit all of them.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the Eagles. I'm never gonna truly like the Eagles uniforms until they just bring back Kelly Green full time,
Right.
and that's my
The
take.
Kelly Green, dude.
We're hot.
I want
good
Kelly
look.
Green to be just the permanent new color. Like I don't care how like not practical it is in the modern era. It's just
LA Rams style.
it's
cartoon.
just better. It just is. Like it's better than the teal thing they got going on. 100%.
I like
They're not
it.
teal, turquoise, whatever the fuck their color is.
Yeah.
Like low key, you could convince me that maybe the Bucks creamsicle should be a permanent color. But I bet I could be swayed other ways. I just think Kelly Green is so much.
Creamsicle.
I think Kelly Green is such a unique color that it's a disservice
Yes.
not to be running
It's
it.
out there.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
fuck it.
bizarre.
Why not?
Yeah.
It's definitely bizarre.
Yeah.
Next week, Chicago's going Jack-o'-lantern for Sunday
Ooh.
night.
When's
Really
when?
like orange.
All orange. Gotta say, man, not a fan of the orange helmet. I guess at
Really?
this point, I'm kind of used to it. I like the orange jerseys, and
Ooh,
I thought it went hard with the orange jersey, blue helmet, blue pants back in the day. It's what they used to do.
Packers are rocking their all white, the winter warning
No way,
uniform.
week 2.
No, October 20th, against the
Okay,
Texans. We'll be in Cleveland for that game.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, winter warning. The winter warning uniforms go hard. It's my take.
I think the Seahawks alternates are a disgrace.
They are. They're bad.
You don't like them, huh?
I understand what they're trying to do. I just don't think it works. I don't think going out there looking like a highlighter is the move.
I don't know, because it gives me that Kelly Green vibe. I like it. I kind of like it.
It just reminds me of like a middle schooler. Like honestly, like it just
How
it
do you
just
feel about their the '90s throwback?
oh the '90s throwbacks. The
How do
'90s
you feel
throwbacks
about
are
that one?
clean. The '90s throwbacks give me Kelly Green vibes.
Yeah.
Like that's like the '90s throwbacks is what they should be rocking like full time. It's just a
But
bit.
you don't like the all lime green, huh?
Nah, the all lime green looks like what a fucking middle schooler pull up, and it's like they got the Nike logo on there too. Like it's like it's like that fucking kid we all knew that pulls up and he's like, "Yo, I'm looking fresh as fuck out here. Nike shoes, Nike socks, Nike undies, Nike neon green shorts, and Nike neon green t-shirt in the middle of December." Like,
Hey
what are
man,
we doing here?
I like both of them to be honest. I like both of them. Probably just because I'm a fan of lime green, but
Hey
I
man,
always
and
like
you're
that one.
entitled
I
to have
thought
a
it was
wrong
out
opinion,
there.
and that's okay.
Hey, hey, fuck you.
You know what? Fair enough.
Oh man.
All right, what's next?
Speaking of Dookie, we got to talk about the biggest duker of them all. It's time to talk about Deshaun Watson.
What
What's
happened?
rape?
Dude,
It's
yeah.
a simple.
So if he's guilty, he does not get the
Yeah,
bag.
Yeah. So Deshaun Watson had the worst QBR in the league. Honestly, one of the worst QBRs I think I've ever seen.
Dude, a
Probably not
9?
true, huh?
That's insane.
Like a
Single
not
Play
digit?
is like the worst QB
sing
I've ever seen.
single digit QBR is preposterous. Now let's keep in mind though, Deshaun Watson had a higher completion percentage than Anthony Richardson. Just gonna put that out there. Just putting that out there. But no, it's bad. I unfortunately watched Cowboys Browns, not because I wanted to, but because
Yeah.
it was the only game on at that point that I had stake in fantasy wise. I had 4 players in that game in fantasy, and I said, "Fuck it, I gotta watch it now." And there was no redeeming quality about Deshaun Watson in that game. Um, Easy throws he was missing. He threw inexcusable picks. He looked unenthused. He looked like he just did not want to be there the entire time. He looked like
Dude, literally.
he looked like he shit his fucking pants, but the teacher said you can't go home. We can't cut your cold to your parents. You got to sit there with shit in your pants for the rest of the day.
It's so tough because they consciously made that choice to
Mm-hmm.
make the team better, they thought.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that was like a big name on the market. Like, who can get Deshaun Watson? Even though
Like,
he's got over 20, of
like,
these cases. or
like
whatever.
here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna be totally honest. I think the entire handling of the Deshaun Watson like situation is grounds to fire Andrew Berry without a question. I don't.
Of the Browns.
Yeah, that's it. That's the same. Yeah. I don't care how good your GM has been outside of this one incident. This one incident has set your franchise back possibly like years, maybe even a
Dude,
decade.
years because they had the window and
Yeah.
they were in the window with Baker
Like
and they
you are
thought that
actively
he
wasting
was the
this
problem.
defense.
I know.
Like we're like the Baker situation, I can under I can understand moving on from Baker in thinking that you have a guy in Deshaun Watson. But but you took so many chances on this guy and you're willing to take this bet. And I understand not thinking like the thinking Baker's worse than he was because of the injury. But again, Baker tore his goddamn shoulder ligament.
Dude.
Like an injury that takes years, like at least a year to recover from. And he played through it the entire year. And they didn't take that into account when considering, man, is Baker the guy? The guy who brought us a fucking playoff win against a division rival
Dude,
a year or two
terrible.
prior.
Horrible.
Horrible.
Horrible choice, man.
Like,
Terrible. They kept him, and he would have been getting
Mhm.
more Browns playoff wins. I
Yeah.
started following the Browns because of Baker.
Exactly. Like you took, like Baker, maybe not single-handedly, but almost entirely took this organization from 0-16 to 9-8 and a win against the fucking Steelers.
Yeah, dude. And that year they won 11 games.
Mhm.
Baker had the rookie touchdown record. I watched that season.
Mhm.
That was just awesome.
Yeah.
It was the first year that, obviously that I was watching Baker.
I-
And why I
I-
liked him so much.
I think that I see a lot of people trying to throw blame at Kevin Stefanski. I might have just butchered his name entirely.
No,
No,
that's
okay,
it.
cool. And I don't get it. Like, this is a situation where you are blaming a guy who got, like, a terrible hand in poker and being like, yeah, this guy's a bum. Like, this guy's a fucking bum. When the fucking dealer ain't giving him cards. Like, the Browns, like, Andrew Berry single-handedly set this organization up for failure with the Deshaun Watson situation. I think if you move on from Deshaun Watson in any way, shape, or form, you fire Andrew Berry too.
Yeah.
Because I don't care how
Do you fire Kevin?
no.
Or you just get a new GM?
I think it's just a new GM. I think that Kevin has done as much as he can with what he has been given, and what I think he's been given is absolute shit.
Yeah.
And that's like the reality.
Well, one
I'm
of the hot GM candidates is Ian Cunningham, assistant GM of the Bears. Assistant GM's not really, like, not a lot of teams have that. It's not necessary,
Mhm.
but he's
I'm gonna keep it
he's
totally real.
definitely one of the hotter candidates. So
If I'm the Browns owner, I'm asking one question in the interview: would you do the Deshaun Watson trade over again? And if the answer is no, you're hired immediately. I'm
No.
hiring him immediately. Like,
Oh,
fuck
no.
no. That was the dumbest thing ever. You're hired.
no, but the thing is with these new GMs, man, he could come in and he could fucking get rid of Myles Garrett, get rid of all these people,
Mhm.
and then they could be shit for for a season, and it's just tough. But
Like, if I'm the Browns right now, like, here's my thought. If I am the Browns and I am looking at this roster and I'm saying, man, Deshaun ain't gonna be the guy. I'm either A, rooting that he is found guilty in this case, so you can release him and get no money. But I'm also simultaneously rooting that the court case is settled after the season's done, and I'm starting Deshaun Watson the entire year and trying to go 0-17 so that I can solidify that first overall pick and get the new rookie quarterback, the next Baker Mayfield, I don't know who it is, so that you could set your franchise up for success. Like, that is the only thing that I'm hoping for if I'm the Browns, is that you can lose enough games to secure at least a top 5 pick.
I think I've got another Browns GM interview question.
Mm-hmm.
Would you sacrifice the body of Deshaun Watson to get the next Baker Mayfield with the first pick next year?
I'd fucking shoot Deshaun Watson point blank to get the next Baker Mayfield. I'd shoot Deshaun Watson point blank for a fucking Snickers bar. Let's keep it totally real.
By sacrifice, I
Do
meant
it for
just
free.
start a game.
For what?
I meant
Free.
just play it.
So wait, Deshaun Watson becomes Baker Mayfield? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
You start him and he just gets his ass kicked because he's
Oh.
cheeks.
That's what I'm saying the Browns should do right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they should totally do.
But for the first pick and the next Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. 100%. Like 100.
No, they don't have a first round pick, dude. They traded it for Deshaun.
Wait, do they still not have a first round pick next year?
Houston has their first round.
For next
pretty
year
sure,
too?
Yeah. Yeah, let me look this up, dude.
Dude, if they don't, then that's even more poverty. They have. What do they
They're about to
have?
give C.J. Stroud the next
Okay,
Myles
no, that's
Garrett.
that's wrong. They own their first through fourth round picks.
Okay.
Browns do.
Yes,
Okay.
they and a sixth. They own three
5
sixths.
picks.
They own 3/6, a seventh, and then their first through fourth. So they own 6 picks.
Okay.
And then they'll hold
Yeah.
8. They actually hold 8. Okay. I thought you were about to. I thought you were about to break my world, and I was going to be like, he should be fired immediately.
No, but they did trade their soul for that motherfucker.
Yeah.
There's so many
I-
first
If
rounders.
if Baker Mayfield is on this roster, I think that they're contenders for the Super Bowl.
Think about all those first round picks they could have had next
Exactly. If you don't make the
Dude,
Deshaun Watson
seriously.
trade, by at this point, the Browns are Super Bowl contenders, if not having already been to like an AFC Championship game by now.
Dude, Baker made the Browns so hot that you got all these people coming in,
Mm-hmm.
and these famous people like Odell Beckham came in, and
Mm-hmm.
he didn't see a lot of production, and he's talking shit, and he's like, "Oh, I don't get the ball. I just throw the ball. I need a better quarterback." And then everyone's hating on Baker, and then it gets in the Browns' head, and then they fucking get rid of him,
Mm-hmm.
and then he has success, dude.
Yeah.
It's so fucking funny that people were hopping on the Cleveland train, and then they fumbled it so hard. So hard.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, oops, you're winning games. And then the second you stop winning games, you blame Baker. Except, oh, what's the reason that you're losing games? Because Baker tore his shoulder ligament. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, I'm going to keep it totally real. The Cleveland fan base might be one of the worst fan bases in all of like the NFL in terms of how much they're willing to fucking dog pile on each other. Like it's fitting that they got a fucking dog as like one of their logos because they'll fucking dog pile and just rip each other up, rip themselves up from inside out.
Mistake on the lake, baby.
Yeah.
Mistake on the lake.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look how quick they turned on LeBron. They said, "You ain't want a ring? Get the fuck out of here." Yeah, not exactly, but
They did burn those LeBron jerseys though.
they did do
That
that.
happened.
They did do that.
But
Tough.
No,
um,
yeah,
I don't know. That 2016 LeBron ring is probably worth like a couple Super Bowls.
probably.
I
Honestly,
think it got. I think it get.
no.
I think it
I,
still has like positive karma for Cleveland.
I'm gonna be totally real. There is a direct comparison to the 2016 LeBron ring in the Super Bowl, the 2007 Giants ring.
And that other Giants ring. You know how I feel about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mainly just the 2007 one when the Giants beat the undefeated Patriots at that point in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That might be be
Yeah.
the 2016 LeBron ring.
That was definitely good karma for the New York Giants franchise
Mm-hmm.
that they
I'm-
needed.
And they did
I
nothing
meant
with except for
good
winning another
karma
ring.
for the city of New York for that thing that happened before the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it made up for it.
And the LeBron's ring made up for Cleveland having to exist since it was founded.
Exactly.
And then like a year or two later, the Browns then proceeded to go 0-16, but that's okay.
All right.
Just fair, just tough. Let's see.
Shall we move on?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
let's-
move on. We've gotten some good talks.
Let's talk about the Bears special teams trifecta.
Yeah,
The return kick turnover, the return, and the blocked punt touchdown.
Okay. I would like
Walk
to
me
start
through
with I'd like to start with the return fumble first.
Mhm.
Velus Jones Jr. Velus Jones was Ryan Pohl's first draft pick as the Bears GM. He only had a second round pick, and the Bears needed a receiver, so he picked one of the faster receivers on the board. And since having Velus, he has made numerous game altering mistakes that either solidified a loss entirely or caused the tides to be turned.
Mhm.
And it's always on the same play, dude. It's
Mhm.
always on returns. And so my only question is is he still returning the ball? Like we watched Hard Knocks. Okay, we saw him get snaps at running back. They obviously are transitioning him to running back because he's fast.
Mhm.
So why are you even kicking the ball to him? We have this other guy who can return the ball just fine, and he had a huge return. So I think this is the last time we ever see Valus in the return spot, and if he's there again, whew, because when you think it's not going to happen, dude, it happens again. He turns it, he drops it. It's tough. As
That's
for the
tough.
other plays, Jonathan Owens said that it didn't feel real when he picked up the ball. He didn't know what was going on. He just kind of ran into the end zone and he was thinking, wait, what just happened?
Mhm.
So it's good to know that he made that snap decision.
I'm gonna find a quote real quick, but you can continue talking.
What was the last special teams play?
The blocked punt touchdown.
Yeah, that was Jonathan Owens one.
Oh,
And the
DeAndre Carter returned the second one, right?
yes,
So
yes,
I'd like
big
to
one.
point out something on the other side of the ball on the Titans side.
Yeah,
Uh, Titans completely choked that game. The Titans, that was a tough loss. That in a game where they probably should have won it,
crazy.
if not for the Bears defense. The
They
head
should have won it.
coach Brian Callahan,
Yeah,
in a quote on Monday, I don't know if you guys saw this, said if we just punted it on 1st and 10 every time, we might have won the game that we gave it the way that we gave it away. Essentially
yeah.
shitting on his entire
On
offense.
Valus. Yeah, yeah,
Brutal.
yeah.
Absolute monster right there. I
That
might
is
I might try and compile a
tough.
list of quotes of from the worst quotes by head coaches and just compile them and make a top 10 list at the end of the
Dude,
year. We could
because they
talk about
didn't
that.
like the gameplay was good. He had very interesting plays and a lot of people running in the
Hmm.
back and
Hmm.
stuff. And they looked good, dude.
Yeah.
They looked good. And the defense was on fire. To be fair, the interior line of the Titans is one of the best in the league,
Oh
dude.
yeah.
So
That Titans run rush defense might be
definitely,
sneaky good. Like sneaky
definitely, dude.
really good.
Definitely.
Hmm.
But I can understand the frustration, dude. It's honestly insane that that happened. But I think that's either the sixth or the seventh home game that the Bears have won in a row. So it's been a long time since that has happened.
Damn bro, I can't wait for the Packers to come in and break that streak at Soldier Field, baby. It's gonna be crazy.
All right.
How would
It's
you
gonna be
feel?
great.
How would you feel, Caleb? When's the Packers and the Bears play at Soldier Field? Is it week 11?
Week 11. Yes,
Never
it
mind.
should be.
Never mind. I was gonna make a hypothetical that it's just not gonna happen.
Should be week
We'll
11.
pivot.
And you got Bears Lions on Thanksgiving, baby. The return of the Mac.
Mhm. I'd like to point out something that
Yeah,
happened in the terms of special teams as well.
yeah.
That I'm pissed didn't happen. Um, I unfortunately had to watch that Cowboys Browns game, but
Okay.
there was one redeeming moment in this game where Brandon Audrey kicks a 66-yard field goal and
Yeah,
it's called back due to a penalty. Absolute dime piece. Would have tied the record of Justin Tucker for the longest field goal in the NFL.
yeah,
The next play, they go to redo it, and the Cowboys literally are like, yo, fuck it, we'll go for 71. They are entirely willing to let Brandon Audrey kick this 71-yard fucking monster
yeah,
onto the field. They're up, by the way. I don't remember what the exact score at the time was, but they're up by a double-digit lead.
yeah.
And I'm sitting there fucking shitting my pants, absolutely excited. I'm like, oh my god, I'm about to witness possibly the coolest fucking thing I'll ever see in my entire life. And then Mike
So
McCarthy's bum ass pulls the field goal unit, and they fucking punt the ball like a bunch of fucking pussies. I
there's
have
nothing.
the
It's
the
tough.
Browns stadium was pissed that entire day at Deshaun. The boos were the loudest when they fucking pulled the field goal unit for the opposing team because they didn't want to go for 71. Everyone in that fucking stadium and on the red zone watching that fucking game, everyone in America was tuned in to watch this fucking possible history in the making, and they fucking stole it from us. I will fucking never forgive. I fucking hate the Cowboys, but I'll never forgive a single fucking person in that fucking organization for what the fuck they did to me right then. Like, this is fucking excusable. Jerry Jones should be fucking shot for this. Fucking publicly executed for fucking hiring the people that made this decision. And on top of some other things that he said.
Mike McCarthy.
I'll,
Mike McCarthy, dude.
If
And
fucking,
for some other things.
yeah, some other things we won't talk about right now. But he has done some things. I'd be willing to give back the Super Bowl if Mike McCarthy let Brandon Audrey hit that fucking 71-yarder.
No. Let's talk about it, man. What did Jerry say? What did Jerry say about black people? Bring it up. Let's bring it up. Let's bring it up.
I'm
Let's
not trying.
bring it up right now. I'll pull it
I'm not trying to talk about what Jerry Jones might have said about black people.
I will pull it up, bro.
Wait, what did Jerry Jones say?
I don't know. I mean, he clearly said we shouldn't be paying them.
He's never hired a black head coach either.
He has said, and I quote, "I have always felt at ease interacting with people of color, and will, in regards to why I will not hire a black head coach."
He also said, if blacks feel some kind of way, they should buy their own team and hire who they want to hire. But no, he said something terrible. It was when he was young, something about they should never play in the league, and it's just tough when you have a, black quarterback. And
And we can clearly see how he feels because, I mean, he just paid Dak the other day, highest paid quarterback in the league.
True.
Yep.
True.
But I mean, we can clearly, for how long it took, he should have just fucking paid him and CeeDee, and he's not paying Micah.
Dude,
What do you
he
think?
just needs to retire, man. Okay, we got to get the old heads out of the league. They got to retire, dude, including Jerry.
I don't need Jerry Jones to retire. I need him to fucking die.
Caleb, is this what you were thinking of, Caleb? I think I might have found something.
You gonna put it in the?
But I put it in general.
In general, like the general.
Yeah, like Shaq Insurance.
Yep, that's exactly what I thought of as well.
I got. What do you guys think that the Dak contract means for Micah Parsons on the Cowboys?
I don't think they can pay him. I don't think they can pay him, but that's draft capital right there.
Do you think that now? Here's the thing. Do you think that the Cowboys will try to trade him before the deadline, or do you think that this is a year where they're going to say, "Fuck it, we think we're contenders. We're going to try and win it all."
Oh, they definitely think they're contenders, dude.
Yeah,
They
you're
are
right.
delusional.
Yeah,
They
you're
think
right.
they're contenders every single fucking year. And you know why? It's because they are, but it's not real. It's just like it just has to happen because their offense and defense are both good, but they just can't fucking win playoff games, man.
What record?
And they sure as hell couldn't win a Super Bowl.
You'll go ahead and see in general a photo of a 14-year-old Jerry Jones and 5 other boys actively blocking 6 black students from entering North Little Rock High School in Arkansas.
Yes, I remember seeing that.
Okay. So here's the scoop. The trade deadline is week 9.
Okay.
What record do you think the Cowboys have to have at week 9 for them to say we're going to keep Micah Parsons and not trade him? And what record do you think that they have to have for them to say now we're going to trade him? And this could be on like a spectrum. So like if they're like, I don't know, like there's like not necessarily a defined number that says if we're over this we trade him, if we're under this we don't, but like a general range. Do you think that you trade?
Will they have played 8 games or 9?
They will have played 9 games.
I think if they have a winning record, Mike is just still on that team.
So 5-4, you think 5-4 that they do it?
I think 5-4 he's staying.
Definitely.
I think it's. I'd be pretty gosh darn surprised if Micah Parsons got traded during this season.
That'd be a shocker for sure.
So you think that there's almost no way that they don't. So you think that the most likely case is that they just lose draft capital on Micah and just let him walk in free agency?
Is, they could probably
Well,
get a second and a fifth.
well, here's the issue: is that they can't get anything from him unless they fucking trade him mid-season
Oh,
because his contract is done this year, I believe.
so he'd be a free agent, is what you're saying,
Yes.
unless they
I believe I actually could
took
be.
him on an option.
Let me double check this. I could be totally mistaken. I could be capping.
No,
What,
Um.
what do you?
Okay,
What do you
so
think the last 9 months of his contract is worth?
Micah Parsons has a club option in 25 for $21 million.
So there's a whole nother year on it.
But they have to. So they'd have to pay him 21 million to keep him that year. I don't know if they've opted into that or not. I can't quite see that.
But they can
No,
still.
dude.
But like,
So yeah. So
he
they
wouldn't
could
be
get
a
some
free
pay
agent
capital.
until after next season.
Yeah. Well, if they don't extend him,
Staying.
if they don't agree to the club option, he walks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think he's staying. Like,
Okay, that's fair. I've just led us down a rabbit hole that didn't matter because I was completely wrong about something. I should have fact checked this. Very unprepared.
Fuck the Cowboys.
fuck the Cowboys.
Facts. It is fuck the Cowboys 24/7. Fuck them.
Fuck Jerry Jones.
Um,
Yeah.
all right. I want to talk about my highlight of the year so far, which was when TJ Watt jumped the start, decimated the life of whatever poor offensive guard was on him.
Yeah.
Knocks the ball out of Kirko's hands, sacks him, and then jumps over and recovers the fumble, basically all in one motion. But he jumped the start.
Yeah.
I think for that moment, TJ Watt with a head start is maybe the best football player ever in a moment, over the course of one moment.
Can I say who I think might be the worst football player in a moment? And what my highlight of the week was?
Go ahead.
Very first play of in Brazil, Friday night. Saquon Barkley, the very first moment of the Eagles drive. Saquon Barkley runs, gets the ball, and then immediately fucking face plants. In that moment, Saquon put up 3 touchdowns against the Packers, and he's fucking phenomenal. But in that moment, he might have looked like the worst NFL player we've ever seen.
My God,
And that in those couple of seconds, yeah, handoff done. And then like in a 4-second duration, that might be the worst.
Insane.
Insane shit right there.
Insane.
Yeah, like complete face plant too. Like face to ground, nothing. Wasn't even able to catch himself. He was just gone.
I literally laughed out loud.
I did
entire
too.
game had me dying. That was
I-
like Looney Tunes football.
It was, dude. I was
I loved
rewinding.
it.
I was rewinding clips that entire night. I was on
It's great.
fucking, what is it? Highlight champs on YouTube. Just fucking watching every clip of a fucking player falling all night. It was hilarious. I was dying.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Well, I just
hysterical.
had an idea.
Uh-oh.
What if for the Nickelodeon game they made the field a little slippery? What if they put a
Ooh.
little bit of slime on the field?
What
so
if they
it-
Some slime down?
What if they just go back to Brazil?
That'd be the goofiest of all.
It'd be so great. I think that making the fucking Brazil game a Nickelodeon special would have been fucking hilarious. You just have fucking slime everywhere as soon as
It
somebody
should've.
falls. It should have been.
Should've.
Hindsight, the NFL would have capitalized.
Patrick. Ooh, he fell. It was so funny, dude.
Oh,
All right, yeah. I think based entirely on games I actually watched, I think TJ Watt's my MVP after week 1.
It's your
After-
favorite moment?
Yeah.
My favorite moment's got to be Bears pick 6, dude. I love Bears pick 6s. There's something about it. It's just like, let's fucking go.
I think the moment I was most hype at was the Xavier McKinney pick.
Yeah.
Mainly just because whole off season, You picked up this guy, and it's tough because the Packers. I mean, for me, the Packers defensively picking up guys is most of the time not really worked out very well. And so to get this guy who's supposed to be like a top safety, and then finally see it working out, I was pretty hyped. I was fucking screaming in my room watching that game as it happened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. I just like watching interceptions.
Yeah.
Especially if they can make it back.
Yeah, and then I was later pissed off at an interception when Jair Alexander did the dumbest possible thing he could when getting an interception.
Dude, that pissed me off too. I was watching those highlights and I'm like,
Because
what is this guy doing?
you
What
saw
is he doing?
you saw the stat.
Take a knee, bro.
You saw the stat before you saw the play. I think because you were asleep during the game. You texted me and you were like, "Oh my God, Jair!" And I was like, "No, this isn't to celebrate Jair. Like, do not celebrate him right now. Watch it before you celebrate."
I don't know why he didn't take a knee, and like just watching his decision of like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it out. I think I can get farther." I'm like, bro.
It would have been immediately a free 20, and you would have had like almost a minute, to get down the field. No, and maybe in an alternate universe, Jordan Love doesn't get hurt. Because we're already 20 yards down the field. Just saying. Just pointing that out there. Jair, this injury might fall on you, man. I'm just kidding. I love you, Jair. Caleb doesn't, but that's okay.
Nah, dude. It's okay.
It's okay.
I got Jalen. I'm happy.
Hey, man,
Jalen makes it look easy. We make it look easy.
You kind of right about that one, but you know who made it look easy?
I think I know the answer to this one.
Week 18. Packers made that defense look bad, and we made that look easy. Yeah.
Not the answer I was expecting, but I'll take it, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, you know who also made it look easy? That Titans defense, though. They made it look easy.
They did.
They did make it look easy, though.
They did.
They did make it look easy.
Man. Hey.
How about that Titans offense, though?
That Bears defense made it look easy, though.
How about that Bears center? Dude, if you haven't, there's a video on Twitter of like a bunch of plays by the Bears center that started that game. And man, it's some of the worst football you'll ever see.
That's tough.
Like,
I'm sorry to
running
hear that.
around
No,
like looking completely lost, or just like getting beat instantly, and then like blocking his teammate. It's bad, dude. It's bad.
That's
and I was like, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's tough.
But yeah, it's tough when like Ryan Poles has almost ignored the center position for a little bit here, a few years.
I mean, it's tough. It's tough when you don't have like necessarily. You've had capital, but when you don't have necessarily like a lot of extra capital to kind of go towards a position like that, especially when like the center is a very important position, but all things considered, the Bears have had a lot deeper holes that have needed to get filled and have been able to suffice with an average to maybe slightly below average center.
True. Very true.
I'd say next year that seems like a top priority.
Absolutely, man. I'm hoping second round. First round probably an edge, but a little early for draft talk.
Yeah, a little early. I mean, we know. I could also see the Bears being maybe targeting like a good center on a bad team at the trade deadline. If the center play does become really bad. I don't know what teams really have that dilemma lying around, but
I think Arizona has O'Connor at center, and he was one of the top people. He might have been a free agent.
I wouldn't really think that I don't think the Cardinals would be trading away a center like that. Especially when I think that developing the offense is a bit more of a priority for him at the moment.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, any other big topics, or we kind of maybe want to jump into some questions? We're into the week 2 and onward.
I'm okay with
week 2.
Okay with looking forward.
Okay.
Oh, one thing really quick. Do we think Deshaun Watson will play when we attend the Browns game in person?
I'm hoping not.
Oh my God.
I think no.
Browns Bengals. Joe Burrow.
Does Deshaun play in that game?
What week is this? 7?
Yeah,
No idea.
week 7.
Week 7? Okay. Yeah, he's playing, bro. And he's ass. He's ass.
I got a question for you. How many losses? Let's keep it real. They got Jameis Winston on the bench.
Yeah.
Capable, competent starter. Like could definitely win you a couple games. More so, he just won't lose you games. Unlike Deshaun. How many losses in a row do the Browns have to get before they bench Deshaun? And or is there a certain amount of losses that they get in a row to where you're just saying, fuck it, keep him in there. He'll keep losing. We can get an insane pick in the next year's draft.
I think that Deshaun will play for this team as long as he decides he is medically able to. Keyword being he decides.
Yeah.
That's where you're
Yeah,
at.
man. I think they'll well, here's the dilemma is that would be a smart GM choice to, get the higher draft pick,
Mhm.
but you don't really see that with Cleveland. So I would say keep him in there. Keep him in there unless he gets hurt, so even if it's real or fake,
Mhm.
you know. If that happens, then you don't have a choice. But keep him in.
Fair.
Let the train roll.
I gotta.
It's just so tough, dude.
It's really tough. Do you think? Here, we'll jump on the topic of bad conversations. What do you think the chances are that the Carolina is the first team to go 0-17?
I could see them getting a couple wins this year. Even though I don't
Against
like where Bryce Young
who?
is going, I could see them getting a couple, dude. It's just
Against
losing every
who?
game. Against who? Let's take a look at their schedule real
Yeah, let's
quick.
get Panthers schedule pulled up. We got
Okay.
we got next week Chargers. They're not winning that.
I
They got
could
a
I
then
could see them maybe getting a win over the Broncos or Raiders.
I don't think they beat the Raiders.
You don't think so?
I think they got a fair chance against the Broncos.
The Broncos,
Or the Giants?
I think the Bronco.
Yeah.
Nah, no way.
I think the problem is the
That Giants D line is too good to let Bryce Young do shit. This could be
That'll mess them up.
this
Definitely.
could
yeah, but the
this could be a
Panthers
game
defense
where
gets to play against Daniel Jones.
the Giants this could be a literally 0-0 game. But that like this could be like a 0-0 game almost the entire way
0
through.
0.
That's not a loss though.
Well, no, but I'm saying
The,
like they'll just fucking keep going. Like this could be like a pick or like a fucking fumble for recovery or something. This is the only score, and it's the Giants who get it. Like I agree that the Giants and the Broncos seem like really to me the only like gettable games.
Yeah.
that's the thing about the Panthers is they play all the other worst teams.
They also play the Commanders, but I think Jaden Daniels is too good to be put in a position where where he'll lose to the Panthers, especially
Panthers
with
beat Texans last year.
hmm.
The Panthers beat the Texans last year.
Yeah.
I mean,
Panthers almost beat the
Yeah.
Bears, dude.
but I will
The,
say, but here's
the
the other thing.
Panthers are going to go 0-3 against the Broncos, the Commanders, and the Giants.
Here's
They're
what I'd also
definitely
like to
losing
point out:
all of
the
those.
Panthers' defense, which was number 32 last year, just got worse with the loss of Derek Brown, the only player good on that defense.
And
Just went
Brian
on IR.
Burns, dude,
Yeah,
in
it
the offseason.
is out for the season. This defense got worse. The offense looks worse than it did at the end of the year last year. I genuinely like I watched some of the Broncos game against the Seahawks. I watched the Commanders game and I watched the Giants. I also watched the Cardinals game. All of these teams look so much better than the Panthers, like, and it's not even close. It when watching the Panthers play, it literally looks like a fucking NFL team going and playing against a fucking high school. Like the
It's
Saints aren't
tough, man.
like the Saints are like we're not a great team last year, and they looked like fucking Super Bowl contenders against the Panthers.
That's the question, dude. Is Derek for real? Is the Saints team for real, or because it kind of gives me the vibes that it was just like beating on the little kid.
Hmm.
This might not be the Saints that we're seeing, um, 8 9 weeks from now,
Hmm.
and especially the Derek Carr that we're seeing.
I 100% agree with you here. For me the test is how good they do against this Cowboys team. They don't need a win for me to think that they're good. I need them to like it needs to be like a competitive match though. I need to know that the fucking Cowboys aren't giving fucking Rico Dowdle and Zeke a bunch of extra fucking touches because they're winning that bad. This needs to not look like the reverse of week 1 for the Saints. Is more so
Yeah,
where I'm at. If this is a
yeah.
game where like the Saints lose, I don't know, 24-32 or something like that, like that's like fine. Like sure. Like that to me that says the Saints are a good team. Like
Something I
a
learned
good
about the Saints this week is that they practice on turf every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think this Saints team holding up? Oh, I thought it was.
No, I had some commotion outside, just freaking out a little bit. I was like, oh.
But yeah, I think the Saints team might not be able to keep it up over the course of 16 weeks of hitting the concrete
That
5 days a week.
it's
Keeping it
possible,
up,
yeah.
man. Another team in question about keeping it up without their main man, Mr. Nicholas.
Hmm.
Do you want to
How many
segue into
quarterbacks
this?
play for the Packers this year?
Um,
Take at least take one snap. How many quarterbacks play minutes for the Packers this year?
like take one snap. I
Yeah,
mean, I'd say 3,
minimum 3.
but like,
Say
but also
three.
keep it real that I think that like Sean Clifford will play like 5 snaps, which isn't
Yeah,
like really playing. Like he'll like they might have him like take a fucking knee every like a play or two. But like do you count Kurt Benkert playing for the Packers a couple years ago when the only play he did was he took a snap, but it was take a knee.
Revision.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Start
Execute a passing play. How many quarterbacks execute a
um
passing play for the Packers this year?
I'd say three.
I'd
3.
say 2 or 3, yeah.
Could be
Um
four. Do they have Michael Pratt on the practice squad?
no, he's gone for good.
Okay. I'm saying definitely three. Could be four.
Michael Pratt I believe is on the Bucks practice squad.
Damn.
Um
Yes.
yep. I think that the plan well, I mean the game plan is to have Malik Willis start. You don't spend draft capital to trade for a guy and then presumably bench him at some point. I'm trying to like realistically. I mean, I think the Packers and let's say saying Love is out for 4 games. We play, I believe it is the Colts, Titans, Rams, then Cardinals. Um, I'll pull that up just to be completely sure. We played the Colts, Titans, Vikings, Rams, in the next 4, and say that Love comes back against the Cardinals. I realistically think we could go 1-3. I don't know. I think that the win against the Colts is like a very gettable win.
Mhm.
The Titans to me also kind of seems like a maybe gettable win if the
Toss up.
offense keeps like not clicking.
That Colts game is a toss up still for me
And I get
because
that.
it's a question of the defense
Hmm.
because they were popping off,
Yeah.
and it's a question of Richardson, man. Can Anthony keep going with his production in the way that we were seeing before he got hurt last year, which was
Hmm.
like very high hopes.
Hmm.
So it'll be a test against. I think the defense is going to give Anthony
Hmm.
problems, definitely.
Yeah.
But
For me in the next 4 games, I think 1-4. I mean 1-3, is like not a terrible outcome. Or as long as we don't
so
go,
you're starting 1-4.
yeah, start 1-4. And you hope that Love comes back. Start 1-4, and then here's the next matchups. You got a Cardinals game, which if Love's playing, get a very gettable win. Against a pretty bad defense. were a good get back game. Then you get the Texans the following week, which is a tough matchup. But if let's say you beat the Cardinals, hot, very high, you're looking very high at that moment in time. If the Packers are playing like they did at the end of the year last year, winnable game. Then you're playing the Jags. Lions is like probably the hardest opponent up until that point. You got the Dolphins on a Thanksgiving game. Packers play pretty well on Thanksgiving, and it's in Lambeau. Going to be cold. I don't trust the Dolphins
And
there.
it's against the Dolphins.
Yep. You also have a Bears game in that at that point. Then you got the Seahawks, Saints, Vikings, Bears, and the Lions to end out the year. I mean, realistically, this is the schedule following
Not super tough.
it's not terrible. Like if you're gonna start out
super tough.
if you're gonna start out 1-4, there's an easy outcome that you end 10-7.
Yeah.
But like also like looking at these four matchups, Colts, Titans, Vikings, Rams is like honestly for not having Jordan Love, if Malik Willis, let's say, is an average quarterback or puts up maybe like I don't know, we'll say like he's QB 20 in terms of like stats and production. And we'll say maybe that's on a high end. They're winning 2 of those games at least.
Based solely on the defensive performance, you're saying?
I mean, like just having the weapons around Malik Willis. If
Yeah.
let's say let's say like here's a stat line. Like let's say Malik Willis puts up at most a pick every game. Like he puts up a guaranteed pick every game.
But I think that Malik Willis is guaranteed +1 pick a game.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like he puts up a pick a game, maybe 2.
I think trending more probably towards more than 1.
Like on average,
maybe.
I'm expecting 4 picks in the next 4 games minimum.
Okay, yeah.
Is my expectation. But against the Titans pass defense, which isn't phenomenal. It's not terrible, but it's not like necessarily phenomenal. It might not be like a terrible, like that's not a terrible matchup to me. The Vikings is like, they got to prove it to me still a little bit. I think Darnold could still be the guy. And again, this could be the Vikings matchup where they just take it on us, where we swap wins, which we do every year, is kind of where I'm feeling it. And the Rams, if they continue to be as fucking hurt as they are, and injuries keep not rolling their way, this could be a fucking banged up Rams team that will still not have Puka at this point. It will also not have
Puka.
3 of their
Stuff without
offensive
Puka.
linemen at this point.
Bro,
So
bad stuff.
I don't necessarily hate the next 4 games.
And missing their best corner.
Yeah. Like best case scenario to me is you end 3-1. If you end 3-1, like that's like the best case you're gonna do. You're gonna lose one of these games. I think it's not unrealistic to say we go 2-2. Realistically, I'm expecting 1-3. And then you end out strong, and possibly get 9-8, 10-7, and you could maybe sneak into a playoff win or a playoff game.
Hell yeah.
I don't think the future's as grim as people want to make it out to be.
How would you feel if Tua came back into that Dolphins game and it was a super inspirational win for the Dolphins?
Good God, dude.
So here's what I'm hearing is that you're telling me that Tua's got to play on a concussion. What if I told you that one of the previous concussions was from the Packers? Does that change?
True.
Does that change how?
Very true.
Does that change
Like
how you
Tua
feel? How?
revenge game.
Very
Well,
true.
but is that a Tua revenge game, or do you think that means Tua's scared of getting another concussion against the Packers, a team that already gave him a concussion?
I'm saying, how would you feel if it was the Tua revenge game?
So
Like,
here's the
he throws for 350 yards. He first
here's
came
the
back
question
from the
I'd like to
concussion.
throw
oh
at
my
you.
God, Tua, our hero.
Here's
But
the
the
question
Packers
I'd like
lose.
to throw at you.
But Tua's chill.
Do I think that
Go ahead.
Tua's gonna do that? No. Do you really think
No.
that Tua's gonna be able to pull up and play in a winter game in Lambeau Field in the cold, also possibly having his 4th concussion of the year? No.
No, I
But
don't
if he
think
does,
he's
but
gonna do
if
it.
he does it,
But it did, how would you feel?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's got to make me feel some kind of way. how I feel about Tua's speech is how I'll feel about it. If I hear Tua's speech and I'm like, God damn, that's got me in my fucking feels, man. Then I'm gonna be like, you know what, fair. Like, sure, whatever. Like, I'll give it to you. But this is also a revenge game for Jordan Love too. Like, that's the thing to keep in mind. Last year on Thanksgiving, they fucking snubbed him of his turkey. Everybody had locked in the Lions as getting that fucking turkey win. That they only made one turkey, and they fucking seared the Lions logo onto it. So when the fucking Packers won the game, they were like, shit, bro, we don't got another fucking turkey. And so he didn't get his goddamn turkey. Love is
That
coming.
is cruel.
Love is
That is
coming.
cruel.
Love's coming for his fucking turkey leg, bro. Like, I'm telling you, it's gonna be an insane game.
How are we feeling about this Lions Thanksgiving curse? Just always losing on Thanksgiving.
Who do they play this
I
year?
think I think the
Bears.
Lions broke the curse.
They lost last
the
year.
Pistons losing. I'm not saying that they're not going to lose, but I think that the Pistons losing 28 straight cleansed the city of Detroit of like their bad karma. So I don't think it's
Wow.
curse. That doesn't
Hey.
mean I think that they're unbeatable on Thanksgiving, but I don't think it's a curse, which it was in the past.
Definitely, 100%.
I gotta check something.
I think they probably win.
This year?
Yeah, I think the most likely outcome. I know, hot take, but
Hey, it's all right. I enjoyed watching the Bears Lions Thanksgiving game 2018 and 19.
Drew, I got a
think
question for you.
2021.
Do you remember
yeah, go ahead.
what the moon phase is that the Lions always lose on? You do know what it
Wasn't
is?
it waning?
No, I don't.
Was it a waxing or?
I thought it was waning gibbous.
I'm not sure if I'm actually familiar with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense though.
Okay. It's not. Okay. But you are right, Caleb. It is the Packers. So since 1960, the Lions are winless on Thanksgiving games when the moon is a waxing gibbous.
How many times has that occurred?
Let's find out. They are 0-12. In the history of the Lions, ever since 1966, they're 0-12 on Thanksgiving games where there's a waxing gibbous moon.
Can you see their stats for all the phases?
On Thanksgiving, I mean, oh no, never mind. It's actually the Packers win last year makes it 0-13.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a phase
That's
where
right.
they're goated though?
I don't know.
Just like,
On Thanksgiving, I don't know.
What's the overall record of Lions on Thanksgiving?
This is something we should
under 500.
this is something we should research. Honestly, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Let me find out. When is it a waxing gibbous? It will be. Oh, okay. So on Thanksgiving, it won't be a waxing gibbous. So they could win. They could win that game. It'll be the beginning of November, the first 2 weeks.
No, when's the next Thanksgiving game in a waxing gibbous?
Oh.
When's our next chance to test the theory? 2027?
2031. We'll have to remember this. We'll plot it down. 2031. It will be.
Plot it down.
I'll put it in my calendar. We'll check back here, and we'll talk about it.
I'll take the Thanksgiving Bears W. Thank you very much.
Wow. Okay.
Pending injury.
Does Caleb Fields get his turkey?
He does. And he gets all in the beard.
Do you think his nails will be Thanksgiving themed? This isn't throwing shade at like Caleb Williams. I just want to know, do you genuinely think they will? Do you think they'll be Bears themed, or do you think they'll be Thanksgiving themed on a Thanksgiving game?
I'm thinking Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving themed? Sick.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Thank you.
Bear down.
I'm thankful for.
Do you think he'll like draw a turkey on his hand? like do like a little fake turkey, like gobble gobble.
Bro, what about like turkey gloves?
Dude, oh, that'd be sick. Why has nobody done that? We got to get
Bro,
that going. Okay,
Seriously.
Man.
let's we got a couple more questions I see here on the dock. Drew, one of these is definitely a you question that you've been talking about quite a bit. The third to last.
Oh yeah. Do you think the league should just give players cash for just wearing the Guardian caps? I forget the salary cap. Every game you play, here's 15 grand.
Oh, so if you wear it in a game,
Mhm.
you'll get the money.
Yeah.
Dude, that's smart.
When do you
But
think
no,
that?
I don't think they could.
Do you,
It's against the rules. They got to be completely uniform, head to toe. So it'd have to be
no,
a
they
whole
no, no,
team
no, that's
thing.
not true. They you
They got
can
dudes
you
wearing
can wear
t-shirts under the
you can
jerseys.
wear the Guardian cap
You can wear
in
it in
regular
game.
season games now. We saw it last week at
Really?
The Colts game. I believe they're I don't remember who
It's
it
like a
was.
safety or something that
Yeah,
does
yeah,
it.
yeah. One of their
Like
defensive
a
guys wore the
linebacker.
Guardian cap.
Yeah. But you don't
Then
have to.
yes, they should offer that.
Yeah.
Do you think how long do you think it takes until like the Guardian cap is just the next design of helmet? Like what design of helmet do you think it takes until the Guardian cap is just integrated into the helmet? Like not something you
I
can
know
remove or
it's
like
tough.
attach or detach. It's just something that we've integrated. Like the helmet design is this.
Is this or has the efficacy of this? Do you think there will be some
Maybe
gigantic
both.
leap in
I,
helmet technology where it's like
I think it would be like the Guardian cap.
an AI driven helmet with
I mean, I guess like
on the fly padding?
if you could find something that like is keeps you just as safe as the Guardian cap,
Yeah.
then like that's the same thing. Like I guess
Yeah.
either or. But
I
I
don't
would
think
assume
they're ever gonna actually wear the Guardian cap as it exists now as a part of the NFL uniform.
Mhm.
I remember them talking about that back in 20 like 12 or 13 when
Mhm.
they introduced the Guardian cap, and they were talking about putting it on the helmet. And obviously the big question was the logos on the
Mhm.
helmets. But if they somehow figured out how to put a hard shell like overneath or over top of certain sections of the Guardian material that
Mhm.
could still like flex if it got
Yeah.
hit,
I'd
who
wonder if it
knows?
would
Maybe
just. I
maybe
wonder
that'd be
if it's
something.
just gonna be that we just have big helmets,
Right. Just fucking
That's what
like
I'm
just
scared of.
big
I don't want
helmet.
everyone to have the Joe Flacco helmet.
Well, so I wonder.
yeah.
So now here's the thing: is like now, do you think that the Guardian cap, or in its form, maybe becomes something that's in like position dependent? Like a wide receiver probably doesn't need a Guardian cap, but like linemen who are taking pretty big
Right.
hits pretty consistently, you think that like eventually maybe their helmets or something will reflect, hey, you're required to wear the Guardian cap.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
That might be a good
Cyborg
approach as
DN.
well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think we should bring the. I think the Guardian cap should be brought up like that.
Incentivized for sure. Be
Yeah.
genius idea.
And now speaking of helmets, I don't know how many of you. I don't know how much you watched the Commanders game.
Oh, yeah. It's a weird one.
Jaden Daniels has a helmet issue.
Mm-hmm.
His helmet fell off. I believe guaranteed 2 times. It might have been 3 times in that game.
Dude, they
Mm-hmm.
gotta get him a new one.
Not yeah,
They
like
can fix that.
they
Have to
can.
fix that.
Now here's the thing: how many times do you think Jaden Daniels' helmet will fall off this season? Like a numeric approximation. It's already at 2, so minimum 2
Total.
total. Like
Total.
let's
Dude,
say
it'd be
over under
tough.
over under.
I,
We'll
I
set it
think like we're in
eight
the
and a half.
18 to 9.
8.5.
Under 8.5 for
You
sure.
think under eight and a
I
half?
I would be I
Huh?
would be shocked if it happened more than one time.
I
Like
was
to
gonna say
let
like
to be a
20.
team,
Really?
like to be the organization that runs that
Mm-hmm.
within the franchise,
Mm-hmm.
and to let that shit happen
Mm-hmm.
like almost 9 times
Mm-hmm.
would be absolutely insane. That would
Because
be insane.
here's the thing to consider. He got fined for the second time.
What, bro? They fined
I
him
believe they got
for
fined.
taking it off?
So so here's the thing. You're not some you can get a penalty for your helmet coming off.
Yeah, if you take it off.
Yeah, you take it off or it falls off. Like if it's like if it falls off by I think it might have been a penalty, not a fine. I know something did happen. There was a consequence of the second helmet falling off.
Yeah.
it's basically considered the same thing. If like your helmet isn't securely attached to your head and it just fucking falls off, not like forced off, then it's like they
That's on you,
consider it the
dog.
same thing as um like you just took your helmet off.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of what happened the second time. Is he kind of just like fell to the ground and his helmet just couldn't. Whoop.
You think he's not tightening it correctly?
I don't
Where's the
know.
chin strap, dude?
Well, the strap like was on his head. You know what I think is happening. If you kind of look at Janie Daniels' head, he's got a very thin like
Yeah,
this way.
it's
His
skinny.
head's very thin. I don't think he's got enough chin for the strap to support him like that. I think he's running into this issue where the chin strap is just kind of, he's got like a slide like a slanted chin, so this chin strap sits here, but it's just gonna go.
Yeah.
Do the Commanders need to move on from their equipment manager?
They might need to. Do you think they
Maybe
just
like
gotta?
like a rebuild?
Do you think they just gotta force Jaden Daniels to get like chin extension surgery, and they just gotta push his chin out
They
farther?
gotta pay for it, dude.
Yeah, I
What
mean
the
you
hell
could.
is
He's just gotta start mewing.
There you go.
that little jaw thing that you chew on?
Just start mewing it up.
Year 3, he can mod.
I don't even know what that means.
Year 5, he can goon.
Oh my god. I think we've hit the rails here,
Hit
fellas.
the brain rot section.
We've gone too far. We've gone too deep now.
Good discussions.
It's been great discussions. Well, gentlemen, I thank you for joining me on another fabulous episode of the I Hate Your Team podcast. Anything you'd like to shout out or mention before we head out?
Hey, I'll shout something out. Shout out Cairo Santos for being a good, consistent kicker. You know,
Hey, that's very nice of you to do.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Shout out I'll shout out Jake Bates for doing pretty good week 1. Like also had some consistent. Good job, guys.
not
And I'll
bad.
shout out Brandon Audrey for being enough of a dog that they took him off the field and put the punter on from the same spot.
I'll shout out Brandon Audrey for looking pissed when they took him off because he knew he could hit that.
He
Straight
probably
up.
could have.
You think-
And I will never know.
Real quick, just a yes or no. You think if if they had Justin Tucker, they would have let him go for it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
sick.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fair.
Fuckers.
Do you
Dude,
think they let him go for it if the 66er doesn't get called back? If he made it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, it's
Wow.
been well. Thank you all for watching. We'll maybe see you next time.